to make a very brief video. Apparently my channel was down for about a week because of some issues. I don't really want to get into the details, but they're back. My miles ahead review somehow is no more. So I'm sorry if you didn't get to watch that review, or if you watched it and you wanted to watch it again and see what I had to say about Miles Ahead, because it's no longer on the internet. That said, I'll say briefly that I did enjoy that film. I didn't like it as much as Born to be Blue, and that Don Cheadle was great as Miles Davis. That's pretty much the bulk of that review. Onwards, the last week, while all this shenanigans was going down, I was actually out of town at the TCM Classic Film Festival, hashtag TCMHQ, because I worked it. I have my staff shirt on still. And it was great. I did not see any new films. This is the first festival, it was my 6th festival, and the first time I didn't see any new films. I actually only saw 2 films, The Endless Summer and Rocky, and I got to see The Endless Summer on the big screen, and I was like the most chill I'll probably ever be. And then I met Bruce Brown, and it was like the best day of my life. So obviously I recommend The Endless Summer and Rocky. So, but I did last night watch a film back when my YouTube channel was still down, so I wasn't able to review it last night. But I'm just going to do a really quick one because I didn't particularly care for the film. It wasn't terrible. The part of it that was great, and the part of it that was terrible. So it's like a wash, you know, whereas the bad stuff cancels out the good stuff, and it's just sort of a neutral film. It was called Too Late. It's written and directed by Dennis Hauck. It's got a great cast. For example, at one point, Jeff Fahey, Robert Forster, and John Hawkes are all sitting at a table together, so you'd think this would be fantastic, but there was just too much misogyny, too much self-consciousness, especially about film and LA film culture, that I just found just really pretentious. There was a few parts of it where the influence of Tarantino was just insane, and in ways that, like, there's parts of Tarantino that Tarantino's brought to film that I'm like, yay! And there's things that he's brought to film, like, I don't know, white people dropping the N-bomb every other word, that I really find distasteful. And so I found that bit distasteful and kind of pulled me out of the film a little bit, because instead of thinking, oh yeah, that's how people talk, and I've never heard anyone talk that way in LA, to be honest. It more like it made me think, oh yeah, that's how people in Tarantino films talk. And so I guess you're trying to set your film in a Tarantino universe. I don't know. That pulled me out, because it didn't feel original anymore. It just felt like he was trying to be Tarantino. The film does not have a regular narrative structure. You see, the first act is actually like the third act, and then you jump from the first to the last to the middle to the almost, I don't know, there's 4 or 5 acts, and there are none of them in linear order. So I'm guessing the thought was that the revelations, instead of the actions happening in linear order, the emotional journey was supposed to go in that order, but it didn't work for me. It didn't really make sense on either an emotional level or an information level or a story level. So it's just like playing with order because we can, you know, I don't know. And then, you know, this whole like, it's shot on 35 and will only be shown on 35. And I'm just like, I don't care. But I guess that's just because I don't care about film formats. I just want to see a good movie, and I want to know that your movie's got a story that's going to hook me. And I just felt like this movie was not good enough for John Hawkes. John Hawkes is so good. He's so good in everything. I love him. And the problem was, it had all these great female actresses. It had all these great actresses giving great performances in women that were not fully fleshed out, and that women that felt, every single woman in there felt like she was a reflection of a man and not actually a woman. And that, I found that really disappointing. So that was that film. That's called Too Late. Hopefully, it just came out. Hopefully, going forward, all of my reviews will be fine, and my YouTube channel will be, you know, running spiffy. I don't know. I guess we'll see. And so, we'll get back to movies. I don't know. Have a good week.